Life begins at 40, doesn't it? Yeah. Well, most definitely, I'd say. But when does old age start? Well, according to a new study, most of us now think of ourselves as middle-aged until we're nearly 70. And it's only the under 35s who think you're old by the time you reach 61. To be fair, I remember when I was sort of a teenager working out that I would hit the millennium, age 30, and I thought, well, there's no point in that. I'll be so old by then. Where do you see yourself in all that, Janet?
I'm not very happy about this.
Okay.
Because my birthday is at Christmas. It's December the 27th, in case anyone watching wants to send me a card. And on December the 27th, I will be 69. Oh. So when I come back... When I come back after our Christmas break...
Yeah.
What am I going to turn into? An old person? Am I going to sit here like a wrinkly old prune and look completely different when I have morphed over the Christmas holiday and the endless onslaught of Christmas adverts into a little shriveled person like one of those horror movies? I don't think so. We can be I'm going to be the same. This is rubbish.
It is right. It's absolutely... Do you know we're the only country that's totally obsessed with age?
You're right.
Other countries
and America.
Well, not so much as us. Not so much as us.
They don't go on about 20-something,
No, they
30-something.
And you get to 40, then 50, and 60 and 70,
Yeah.
and they've all got little slots for each age that you reach. A friend of mine is 40 in a few weeks' time. She went, oh, God, 40. I went, what? You're a baby. I don't get it. I don't get this country at all. Why do we do it? Why don't we think that age is the most wonderful thing and the wisdom it brings you and what you can show everybody and you've been everywhere and you can get drunk as much as you want and you can do what you want and you live and you
Or you have just lots of life experience. I mean, obviously, you know, in Japan, you're revered for being older. And
in Japan, they call old people living treasures.
Which is beautiful.
Here, pensioner problem.
Absolutely. In Africa, you're called a musée, which is a wise one.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful word. And even in America, you're a senior citizen.
Which
I think is lovely.
But we say old age at 70. I think it's absolutely disgusting. Don't you think so?
I feel so blessed that I come from a mixed culture because my dad being Arabic, the respect for older people is just... I mean, I just grow up just thinking older people are as, you know, are the most important in our family.
Yeah.
And as you know, I live next door to my mum and dad. And so my kids have got my mum and dad who are late 70s and 80s. They've got Nanny Thelma, who's 90. They've got their other nanny, I'm not going to say their age. And my children think they're the most exciting, fun people out of all they know because they're outrageous. They don't care what they say. They're really opinionated. They've got time to do the things that most of us dream of. And that's where it comes from. Little kids growing up, that's what I want to be. So my children look at my dad with his wonderful snowy white hair and he's quite glamorous in the way he is. And they see old age in a really positive way.
My grandchildren, when they come round, they just love being with me because I'm very silly and I do silly things all the time. And I heard Oliver saying to his friend Matthew 2 days ago, I heard them saying about, you know, your nana does, you know, she takes you there and she takes you and he went, my nana knows everything.
My children call my mum Google. Anything you ask her, she knows.
She knows.
And any gadget, she knows it. So you know how most people will say, oh, I can't work my phone, find me a 14-year-old, I need a 14-year-old. Well, my mum will do it. But as I've told you before, I do believe my mum's a spy.
I know.
And you know, when she's gone, we will discover underground all her extra gadgets.
It's true that older people use the internet more than any other generation. They're on it all the time. My Auntie Vi, who's watching this programme, who's in her late 80s, Skyping every night. They're completely the E-generation. But all too often in the paper, older people are referred to as some kind of problem. Earlier this week, there was a story that said, guess what? People in their late 60s and 70s actually have sex. I know, it's astonishing, isn't it? And there was a research done. A university looked at the stuff on an online dating site that was used by people of all age groups, and they broke down what people over 60 were looking for. And guess what? Sexual attraction. I mean, you're not looking for a partner to empty the dishwasher, are you?
You've done all that. You want all the other bit now.
And by the way, can I say 2 words? Jerry Hall and Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah. And the new fresh throes of love
I'll
and all
just tell
that.
you a quick story about when my grandma was in a home. There was a lady who no one ever visited right at the end of the place, and she was in a bed, and she never actually really sat up, and she just lay there like that. And I found out she was 104 years old.
Oh, wow.
Nobody ever visited her, and she was an ex-Gaiety girl. Oh. So she went out with lords and, you know, dukes, and she ended up here. She had one little brown box with all her little letters in, and a picture as a Gaiety girl.
Oh, how wonderful.
And I used to go and sit with her every day. She didn't talk to me, nobody came, and she died, and I was with her when she died. And I just thought, what is this sad? But what isn't that sad, though? Nobody ever bothered.